All right, so my topic is teaching students how to be more than students. So why I chose this topic, why is this topic really needed? So I chose this topic because I found that I was able to learn, explore new interests and hobbies during quarantine with the extra free time I received. So really, quarantine, it kind of inspired this whole thing. And maybe there's something to be taken away from quarantine that wasn't all negative. Maybe you learn something that you can actually use to implement in students' lives. And there's a huge need for the solution because many students are now struggling with motivation and work ethic. A lot of the presentations that have been brought up have been discussing motivation, and that's definitely something that needs to be considered and addressed in schools, and this is definitely one of the ways that we could address this. By being given the chance to explore their interests, they could be better prepared for their future while also changing their drive, and that's the end motivation and skill sets that they could learn. So the goal. So this is like the small picture goal. By using a 3-step plan, create a time and flex period to give students time to explore their career interests and hobbies. So that's kind of like the small frame, that's like the first objective. But the real end goal is to have students, the student body that is more motivated, confident, prepared, and unique. And by unique, I mean they've developed a unique education and skill set that they probably wouldn't share with anybody else in their regular student body or in their grade level throughout the state and country. I think that this could be useful when we're applying to colleges because colleges are always looking for things that make you unique. And I think that if you come to college already with a unique set of skills, that'll set you apart from everybody else. That's something they're definitely looking for. Okay, so if everyone could please check out the whiteboards and markers, and please write what career you're interested in after high school, and raise them when you've completed it. CEO, film, psychology or technology, conservation, marine biology, aerospace, engineering, that's awesome. Wildlife bio, welding, yes, that's awesome. Astronaut, pilot, mom's house, okay, I see that, awesome. So what you can see is that there's we're all interested in something different. There's so many unique things that we're all interested in. Okay, and then what is one thing that you have taught yourself to do or sought out to do on your own? Write down what you taught yourself to do or learned on your own. It can be learning how to do a certain skill or juggle, yeah. Make ramen. Piano, oh that's cool. Skating, guitar, handstands. Espanol, awesome. Fish. Cook. Cool, that's awesome. Climbing. Okay, and then please draw your overall experience with the flex period this year. It doesn't need to be an amazing drawing, but just draw what your experience has been. Happy, smiley face.
I just want to see how it is.
You don't have it? Yeah. There's a lot of people that have C-types don't even have flex right now. That makes sense. Nothing. Nothing. No half. Poop. Thumbs up. Smiley face. McDonald's. Oh, okay, I get you. Driving away. Homework. Awesome. So it also seems like some people have really enjoyed flex, while some people have found it to be kind of a waste of time or negative. And that's probably reflective of what classes you're taking at this time compared with your homework load and stuff. But that's something to keep in mind as well. So here's some important data that I found while surveying the students. So most of the students I surveyed were juniors and seniors. That's just the way it ended up working out, and I was actually kind of pleased with that. But 88% of the students surveyed felt that they had little to no time to explore their hobbies and interests in school, which I found to be really concerning. Because if there's something that you really find interesting that you want to pursue after school perhaps, it's interesting that that 88% felt that that's not offered to them. 95% felt that they would benefit from having the time in school set aside for exploring their interests and passions. That goes right along with the whole objective of this, the whole goal of this presentation in my project, which is to give students time in school to explore their passions and interests. And 52% mentioned their future when asked what motivates them as a student. So when I was actually really surprised with this. I thought that most of it would be grades and things like that, getting things turned in on time, but 52% mentioned college, after college, like their futures, which I thought was interesting, and that's also reflective of that we were mostly surveyed juniors and seniors because they're so motivated by their futures and thinking about that now as they approach the end of high school. And then 75% said their career interests were learned and inspired on their own, which I also found to be interesting. Of those that didn't mention that it was on their own, mentioned that it was in school, but 75% said that it was sought out on their own, which is also interesting. Okay, and then here are some noteworthy survey responses that students typed up. So the question was, do you think students would benefit if they were given a set amount of time was set aside for the sole purpose of exploring their interests and developing unique skills? If so, why? This student said, yes, we are so focused on subjects that we aren't interested in and lose motivation. There's that word motivation again, which we've heard over and over again. But we could actually enjoy things that we want to learn about. And another student said, yes, I would love that because then our whole life isn't just school and we actually discover what we love. And then the student also said, yes, because all students are constantly being pushed to pick a career, but never given the time to explore, to be able to find the thing that they really want. What this really shows is that students would like to have the time to explore their interests, their hobbies, and find where their interests are, which will take them on to college and after high school. So here's the plan. Give juniors and seniors adequate time and preparation to explore their interests and hobbies that they may pursue after graduation. That's the overall goal. Objective 1. Set one flex period aside each week for the sole purpose of allowing juniors and seniors to explore their own passions and career interests. Objective 2. Have students take a survey and ask about their career interests and group students together in flex periods to share common interests. A lot of people, when I asked what motivates them, said most of them mentioned others, like family members, friends, things like that. So I was thinking that it'd be better to put students together to share the same collective interests into flex periods, so they can kind of bounce off of each other and motivate each other as a group, which is definitely a very powerful thing. And then objective 3, have teachers that teach subjects that relate in any way to these groups of students, teach these flex periods, and assign assignments that relate to each group of students' interests, helping them build valuable skills in areas that they're interested in. These assignments would not go against your grade or anything like that, but when I interviewed my expert, which was Mr. Chandler, he felt that students have a hard time completing something or doing anything when there's not a set expectation. So I think that by creating these assignments, there will be a small expectation that will give the students the more motivation to excel and just come through. This is very important. So there are a few common questions that I put down because, so why give assignments? I always went through that with Mr. Chandler. What if I don't want to? What if you don't want to be in this flex period at all with all these students and having these assignments? Then you may resume flex as a regular class the way it has been this whole year if you wish. You're not required to be in it at all. It's only if you choose to be. And why would juniors and seniors? Again, when I interviewed Mr. Chandler, he said freshmen and sophomores have been found to be less motivated, and this is meant to be used as a time when students are preparing for the future also. So freshmen and sophomores aren't necessarily thinking as a junior or senior would about their future, and so I think it's really important that we have just juniors and seniors in there as they're preparing for the future. Here are my gifts cited, and here's the work cited. Are there any questions? Go on.
How long would the period be?
It's just a regular set, the regular flex period. So we're not changing the schedule or bell schedule in any way. We're just using the already in place flex period schedule.
Do you have any idea how this would work for like online kids right now?
I don't know how they're really doing online flex right now. They would definitely still be encouraged to participate via Zoom, the way that any online class has been so far this year. But yeah.
Do these passions have to be academic related, or can I spend this time learning like how to juggle or something funny like that?
I mean, it's definitely encouraged that it's academic. As you've seen, we have like a teacher there that's trying to teach you something. But it doesn't necessarily need to be academic.
How would you group the kids who have like academic interests that aren't like in place at Brighton? So like like Lauren and I said, like wildlife, fire, marine biology, like we don't necessarily have a teacher that teaches that kind of class,
Mhm.
so where would you put those kids?
Well, there's generally, like, the school's pretty good about having like someone that teaches like a general area. Like we might not have a marine biology teacher, we have a biology teacher. So maybe you would put the marine biology kids in with the biology kids as a group. Like there's kind of separate groups in that class. That way it's still kind of managed, but not really. Like it's really just you exploring what you want with a group of people that kind of share the same interest. That you get that. Is that it?
Last one?
Lauren?
How often would it be?
So I was thinking that we'd probably have it once a week on Wednesdays, as kind of like we come together and we talk about our subjects, but you're all in the same flex period, so it can really be any time. But Wednesday's kind of a set aside day. I picked that day because usually most assignments are due on like Monday or Friday. So like in the middle of the week, I feel like there'd be less assignments due, if you get that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.